about to tune in to Unapologetically Daphnique podcast.
You ready, B.O.B.?
Always ready.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Daphnique Springs, and welcome to another episode of Unapologetically Daphnique podcast. You know, when you don't got the little, sounds, the audio sounds, we always got B.O.B.
Exactly. I did some type of crowd noise, but don't judge me. Okay? All right? So
This
y'all
has been
make
a
the crowd
calm week.
noise. It's been a real calm week. So the main question is, what's been going on with you? How was your last week?
My week was good. Just local stand-up, which is always cool to have a break and be at homing. But this upcoming weekend, I have the Arlington Draft House. So if you're anywhere near the DMV area, I will be in Arlington, Virginia, January 3rd and 4th. That's Friday and Saturday. So
We
make
like
sure you go
the
ahead and get your
DMV.
tickets.
We like the DMV.
Yeah.
And I also know that last week was the holidays. So did you have some good family time? Did you eat good?
Yeah, had a really good Christmas. Even though I really don't celebrate Christmas, but I was able to take my grandparents out. We went out to eat to a Brazilian restaurant, and they couldn't wait. I don't know if you know this about older people, but any news is good news for them. You know what I mean? They got to call and tell everybody in the family. So my grandparents called everybody in the family. It's like, child, we went over to Beverly Hills and ate with the rich people. And it ain't even that rich. It wasn't Beverly Hills, but it was Beverly Hills. But it's just like the Beverly Hills that anybody can go to and just go eat. But it meant a lot to them because it was conversation for the nursing home.
Well, let me tell y'all, Unapologetically Daphnique fans.
Mm-hmm.
I got the pleasure of meeting Daphnique's grandmother, and the funniness runs in her gene pool. When I tell you her grandmother is hilarious.
Oh my God.
You literally was born to do this. That when I meet your grandmother, it made me realize you was born to do this.
Okay. And a lot of people don't know is that when your grandmother is pregnant with your mother, that she's already pregnant with you as well. Because the egg, your mother is always born with all the eggs she'll ever have.
Oh,
so
wow.
when she's in the womb, she has already develops all the eggs a woman will ever have is already developed inside the fetus. So with that being said, your grandmother is actually carrying you too. Isn't that crazy?
That's amazing. See, not only are you getting jokes, you're getting human anatomy education in this mother too.
Talk to me. We're going to leave you with a little education because me and B.O.B., quiet as we kept, we're good looking nerds.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Some
Some people be nerdy and unattractive, but we actually nerdy and kind of pleasant on the eyes.
That's real. And I don't want to get that twisted too. I'm off camera because I got alphabet boys looking for. I'm on the run.
Okay. But he's handsome.
Fine and a convict.
And nerdy. But
And
don't leave your purse around him. You know what I mean?
Right. I might go in there.
But he gonna come back with some facts. He'll be like, based on this medication you taking, you shouldn't be taking this. You should be taking this type of medication right here. I think it will better help with your anatomy. And you be like, wait, you just robbed me and educated me at the same damn time.
That's a fact. And if you're a fella, I'll tell you, hey man, did you pee after you got out of her? All right, well,
okay, that went
good.
freaky.
You safe.
If we're guaranteed anything, it's one thing we are guaranteed is that B.O.B. is gonna be a 69 guy.
Forever.
A fan. Freak ass.
All right.
All right, let's dig into the news today. We're gonna start off with petty news of the week.
Musk.
Yeah, it always go to Elon Musk. You know what? Elon Musk offered $1 billion, that's with a B, not a million, $1 billion to Wikipedia if they rename it to Dickopedia for 1 year.
And I'm the 69 guy.
Okay. I mean, Elon Musk was having sex with Amber Heard on the elevator.
Wow.
Based on Amber Heard's testifying. Testimony. So basically, he been a 69 guy.
Right.
So it's being said that Elon Musk says he is still offering, because this isn't the first offer, he's still offering $1 billion to Wikipedia if it changes its name to Dickopedia for 1 year. He made the first offer in October 2023 while criticizing Wikimedia Foundation's funding needs. Because I don't know if you know this about Wikipedia, but they actually, sometimes when you go on Wikipedia, they'll ask you for a donation to keep them alive.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I can't even find out information without them asking me for $2.
Oh, they do be asking you for like $2, but if you getting like millions of people on there, you get $2 from a couple million, that could keep you afloat.
So that leads us to question, what y'all doing with the money?
Okay, because then if it's a donation, it becomes tax-free money.
Exactly.
Okay, so now we ain't trying to investigate Wikipedia, but we did just put together a little puzzle piece. I did donate to Wikipedia one time because I was like, yo, I do honestly be on here all the time looking up little information and trying to find out about people's lives and court cases and stuff like this. I might as well go ahead and throw them $10. And I tell you this, once you donate to them, you got to get them your email and they will never stop asking you for money. And they got the nerve. And then I don't know about you, but I get offended when people don't use all their resources. So you asking me for money whole time. Elon Musk is offering you $1 billion just to change your name to Wikipedia for 1 year. I mean, come on now. That ain't bad. You know what I mean?
Listen, what I tell you, Elon Musk, I'm convinced he's just trying to dumb down America as much as possible.
Yeah.
He's trying to make us literally
look bad.
No, he's from South Africa.
Yeah.
He's trying to buy all of us.
Basically.
He's trying to buy employees.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. He's creating us to be literally socially dependent on him. That's why he's creating robots. That's why he's trying to actually convert the society into electric cars.
I'm sick of him.
It's bad.
Elon Musk recently confirmed on X, which he bought that too, and then fired everybody from Twitter just to have the whole app turn into a Pornhub. Pornhub.com. Freaky ass black web, sex OnlyFans content promotion going on that website. And so he confirmed on X that the offer still stands. He will give them $1 billion if they change their name to Wikipedia. Wikipedia had earlier rejected the deal. They said they're not taking it. They're not doing that. You're not going to mess with our credibility.
Now, my question is, with him changing the name to Wikipedia, would it be something that you can actually, go to, and instead of us asking Wikipedia, like, okay, let me figure out what Bill Cosby's life was prior. Like, is Wikipedia going to offer us intel? Not me per se, but women intel on dick size and dick measurements. Is it about dicks? It's
already OnlyFans. He turned Twitter to OnlyFans, so maybe he trying to turn the Wikipedia to basically Dickopedia to some 69 guys stuff. So maybe you will be able to find penis sizes on there.
And you know what's crazy? Wikipedia
get a little dick report.
Wikipedia operates as encyclopedias for this modern era. Yeah. So like back in the day for the 80s babies, 70s babies, we had to go to the library. We had to go to the library to find out information. Mm-hmm. Now in this new modern era, there's no encyclopedia books just accessible anymore. So Wikipedia is that. Once again, Elon Musk is trying to dumb down Western civilization.
And I don't like this. I don't like what it's giving because I like my billionaires quiet, okay? I like my billionaires quietly taking over the world, turning people into slaves quietly.
Quietly.
He's very loud.
He lacks decorum.
It's given very, it's not, what is it, Demir or Demore? Demir. It's not giving Demir. It's not giving cute. It's giving South African ghetto. Okay.
Yeah.
White
ghetto.
People can be ghetto too.
That's a fact.
Y'all act like they can't. He having sex on elevators. He's asking a well-known credited. He just said, just because I don't like the fact that you crowdfunding, I want you to name your name to Wikipedia. I give you $1 billion. Well, I'll change my name to Dicka Daphnique. Okay. For $1 billion, Elon Musk.
That's low-key kind of sexy.
Dicka Daphnique. Because y'all never say my name right. Dick Neek. Okay, I do it for $1 billion. $1 billion. You think I care for 1 year? Hey, y'all, thank you very much. I enjoy being in your city. My name is Dick Neek Springs. Have a good night. And then the crowd be like,
Yo, you think your followers are crazy now?
Talk to me.
They tripling.
Yeah.
You're going to be at 10 million.
I got a billion. I don't even got to do stand-up no more.
Right.
I got to do this bullshit. Right. I'm only getting 2,500 views. I don't need to be here. I don't need to be here if I change my name to Daphnique, okay?
That's a fact. I ain't going to say a lot.
I enjoy my billionaires being quiet and very, like, to themselves, like, just quietly taking over the world. Like they said, Bill Gates is over in Africa buying up all the foreskin.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said he's buying up foreskin from black African men over there. He's getting the foreskin. It's been plenty rumors of conspiracies what he's doing with this actual foreskin, but he's getting the foreskin. You know what I mean? I like my billionaires to be quietly going to Epstein Island. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just I like my shit quiet. I want it to just come out in investigation that they doing some fuckery, and then we like, oh no, not the billionaire. You know what I mean? But I need him to. I feel like Jeff Bezos is on his way to a scandal.
Yeah,
he's on his way to a scandal because he's already walking around with his shirt off. His wife, they divorced, and he got a Spanish lady that looked like she just got a lot of little plastic surgery. Like he's on his way to a scandal, and I don't like my billionaires. I like the Waltons. Right. Those are the people that own Walmart. You work there, they only let you get a max of 32 hours per week. They will not let you get nowhere close to 40 because they will not give you health insurance. Okay?
That's a fact.
It's been said on TikTok, allegedly, they selling fake watermelon. The watermelon real spongy. But guess what? We don't never hear nothing about them. They quiet. They money quiet. It's quiet. Okay? We don't see them making public offers that are just, it's very degrading.
And I'll tell you one thing about the Walton family. Whoever hires those people who check the receipts before you walk out, they do a damn good job, because I don't know who could stand in the same spot checking receipts all day and keep a smile on their face for 10-hour shifts. Yeah. And the thing about it is, even if the stuff that you looking at ain't on the receipt, what you gonna do about it? That's a fact.
Okay? Because they don't give them no walkie-talkies. They don't even have slip-resistant shoes.
And if you notice, they keep a highlighter in their hand, too, to scratch off whatever you spent. They don't let that highlighter go. You try holding on to a highlighter for 10 hours.
And the highlighter is never dry.
Never dry. And they never put a top on it. They never put a top on it.
They never put a top on it. This needs to be investigated.
That's diligence. And that's a system. Elon Musk, have you been to SpaceX in South Central or in El Segundo?
Hell no.
Man, I went to SpaceX, and
they ain't gonna have me trapped up in there.
Yeah, and when I tell you it's a sex dungeon, allegedly.
Oh, allegedly.
When I tell you,
I bet you would know.
Tesla, SpaceX,
they
said everybody freaking everybody in there. As soon as you walk in, you got to pull your Wikipedia out.
Not your Wikipedia.
Immediately.
Oh, Lord.
And that's why he switched Twitter to X. The man is really the ultimate 69 God. Not Drake, not me. It's Elon Musk.
Yeah. I don't trust him. He a nigga.
I believe that.
Yeah, definitely. All right, moving on. Next up, we heading all the way to Silicon Valley, San Francisco. In San Francisco, based AI startup Artesian is making waves with its bold "Stop Hiring Humans" campaign, sparking debates across the tech world. Okay, so if you look at this, they have ads actually stating "Stop Hiring Humans" covering San Francisco's streets. Okay, The company has placed billboards around the city featuring provocative slogans like "Humans are so 2023" and "Artesians won't complain about work-life balance." And they also had one that said they won't come into work hungover.
They tired of us, basically.
Yeah.
They tired of us. We call in every other day.
Yeah.
We come in late. We blame everything on traffic. That be that we don't have. Yeah. We lack time management. We don't know to leave our house 15 minutes earlier. They tired of us.
So basically, I don't like this. If you gonna try to promote your company, I guess this is a good way to talk about it, because actually right now we're basically freely promoting their company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indirectly.
Yeah. hopefully we're demonizing it a bit, because it's like we're humans, real life humans, and you want to replace us with AI.
AI ain't got bills.
Yeah. AI not going to come in hungover. AI don't have child support. AI don't have to take maternity leave. AI ain't going to be complaining. AI don't have vacation time. I mean, we just gave them a whole bunch of more slogans, which isn't good. But it's just like, first of all, we don't even know what this company do. What y'all doing? I didn't even get it. I didn't even understand it.
And you know what's crazy? AI don't need maternity leave yet. We finna figure out a way to get them pregnant too.
Oh, so you think the robots and the AI gonna get pregnant? Because I did watch the movie Her.
You can't tell me in 40, 50 years
it won't be an AI pregnancy little baby.
Sperm lives.
Yes. Sperm be living.
Sperm will survive.
Okay.
There's a lot of oopsies walking around here.
And people are outraged by this, which I'm outrageous too, because it's a bold statement. But I think it's actually a marketing genius thing, because it makes you want to inquire about the company and say, hey, what are you doing where you need to stop doing using humans? And is this going to be cheaper? Because AI is always going to be cheaper than actual humans.
See, y'all don't understand. Daphnique will look this up and be all saying all this, and she'll be investing in it in 2 days, telling me, I went on ahead and put some money into that company. They guys are...
Hey, if the margins and the profit is looking good, child, sign me up. I need to be on the other side in about 10 years. Y'all getting replaced, okay? Because what they planned on was COVID taking a lot of y'all out, and a lot of y'all still survived because you're strong, okay? We needed way more weak people, but y'all survivors, and you know what? They couldn't take us out. So the AI is just like, yo, okay, we not playing with them no more. We just gonna flat out say, stop hiring humans, because we couldn't get rid of a lot of them. Because a lot of people don't know that a pandemic had happened back in the early 1900s, and it was called the Spanish flu.
I remember.
And the Spanish flu, they said, took out somewhere in between. They couldn't get a record because so many people had passed from it. But they said it was anywhere from like 50 to 200 million people, which back then took about half of the population.
Half of the population.
Half of the population back then. So with that being said, I kind of think that's what COVID was designed for, but it just didn't happen because, we have advanced, okay? We strong, okay?
That's a fact.
You ain't going to take us out. So this is getting scary, though. I don't like it. And, but I think it is the way of the future. So I tell everybody out there, since y'all follow me, just go ahead and start getting on the side of AI. Start learning what you can to be valuable, because the future is changing.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'm Daphnique no more.
That's a fact. We all living in the Matrix.
Okay. Y'all say I'm bleaching my skin. So could I be the old virgin?
You done morphed?
Yeah, I done morphed. Let y'all tell it, I'm skin bleaching. Not that cell phones have just gotten better and lighting has gotten better and technology has gotten better. So now you seeing my true skin complexion. This whole time, y'all thought I was dark skinned.
I promise.
And I've been light brown skinned my entire life. I was actually lighter when I was a kid. I've gotten darker. But let y'all tell it, I have gotten bleachier.
Yeah, I seen you about 6-7 years ago. You was definitely the same color. You had the same color. Same color, still fine.
Talk to him.
Still sexy.
Okay, moving on. Okay, so we moving on to Josh Hawley. That's how you say it?
It's Hawley, but I was going to let you leave.
Hawley?
It's Hawley.
Hawley.
I
don't get offended when people say I'm not pronouncing names, because names are subjective, okay? They're very subjective. I done seen somebody name look one way and it's pronounced a whole nother totally different way.
I agree.
Okay, so names, you ain't gonna never act like I can't read based off of a name, because a name is a name, because you could be saying it wrong as well. Until we hear it out of his mouth, his mama's mouth, the shit don't count.
Well, let me just say this too. You're the only person I know that got an extensive vernacular. You might not pronounce that shit right, but your words, the vocabulary is extensive.
I'm from Florida.
Every other day she pull out a word, I'd be like, damn, she know that?
Okay, so it sounds like you trying to take shots.
I know I'm not. I'm saying that Florida education is better than Mississippi.
And you better know it. Okay, because they stealing from the schools down there.
Our
schools are still funded. Now, you ain't going to learn about Black American history, but they fund it.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Shout out to Ron.
Okay, so Josh Hawley, Josh Hawley, calls out airlines for taxing passengers over bags. Flying is trash. Okay.
It is.
The Senator Josh Hawley dragged airline executives in a heated Senate hearing, calling flying a disaster and accusing them of paying gate agents millions to check bag sizes and tax passengers. Spirit Airlines executive fired back, saying they're just trying to stay profitable. Okay, so let's watch the video.
You guys do appreciate that flying on your airlines is a disaster, don't you? I'm slightly amazed by the general attitude of all of you here. Flying on your airlines is horrible. It's a terrible experience. I mean, I say this as a father of 3 young children, but I can't tell you, nobody enjoys flying on your airlines. It's a disaster. You charge people fees that they know nothing about. You harass them to death. I'll never forget, Mr. Johnson, during COVID when an attendant on your airline threatened my wife because our then 5-year-old son, his mask had slipped. This is back when we all had to wear those ridiculous masks. His mask had slipped below his nose. This flight attendant came up to my wife and said if she didn't keep that mask over his nose at all points on this 4-hour flight, she would personally see that my wife was banned from flying. This has happened over and over to families. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And your attitude here today seems to be, well, devil may care. There's nothing we can do about it. Well, I think we are going to do something about it.
Like
so how much have you paid people to pull out customers who are in line with a bag that's 2 centimeters too big, Mr. Schroeder?
Well, we recognize this is a hard job, and so therefore we incentivize them to do that.
How much?
It's $10 per bag.
Wow. $10 per bag. And I think, Mr. Klein, you and Mr. Schroeder, your airlines cumulatively have spent $26 million paying gate agents between 2022 and 2023 to catch passengers whose bags are a little bit too big. $26 million. I mean, if people want to know why it's such a terrible experience to fly, this is news for them today. Your airlines are paying millions of dollars to your employees to harass people who've already paid. They're there in line because they've already paid. It's unbelievable. By the way, let me just ask you this while I have you here. Why is it that you charge different people different fees for carry-on bags? Why is that, Mr. Klein? Why isn't it just a flat fee? Why is it that I might get charged one fee?
My black ass get charged another fee.
My wife might get charged a different fee. Why is that?
So overall, our job is to generate the most revenue we can, so we can be profitable as an airline. If we're not profitable, actually, we have costs, and there's costs out there, and we have to make sure that we're above the cost line in order to make sure that we can run a profitable entity.
Yeah, I got it. No, I got it. I got it. And money's the answer. So last year, your carry-on bag fees ranged between $15 and $99. That's extraordinary. One person might pay $15, somebody else might pay $99. How do you determine it? Is it based on personal characteristics?
It's
you charge women more?
It's never based on personal characteristics.
You charge minors more?
We do not, sir.
What? Just people who are suckers? I mean, how do you do it?
Well, there is a cost to carry any kind of bag.
Yeah, but why do you charge some people more? I understand the cost, and you make clear money's your bottom line. I get that, but why is it that you're charging some people what? Triple, quadruple the amount?
Well, the length of the flight should matter in this as well. So
yeah, but that's not the data. What the data shows is we're talking about the same people on the same flight might get charged radically different prices for a one carry-on bag. You do the same thing for check bags. Why is that?
Right. So just for the record, the $99 charge has been reduced to $79 as a maximum. And what ends up happening here is we want to make sure that we can get the best price to the best people at the right time.
The best people? Who would they be?
Let me rephrase. The right price.
Are those the people who, what? I mean, no, explain it to me. I'm interested. Who are the best people?
Well, that was the misstatement, sir. What we're trying to do is get the right price at the right time. And what that also means is making sure that if someone's on a flight that's now filling up, and we have a lot of, as we talked about, unbundled pricing. And
they get screwed? So like if you have the misfortune of having to book your flight at the end because maybe something's been canceled, then you're going to get screwed? Is that what you're telling me? You're not one of the best people.
Are you referencing just fares?
I'm just responding to your testimony. I'm listening to you, and you just said as a flight's filling up, you're going to get charged more.
Not always. Sometimes you'll get charged less.
Exactly. Right. Sometimes. Right. But you'll never know. Right. That's the beauty of it. It's like Russian roulette. Flying on the airline is,
I would disagree,
you have no idea in the world.
I would disagree.
Wait, no idea. You just said it.
It's very transparent.
We'll have it. Listen, there'll be a transcript generated and I'll send it to you with a bow on it. You can read your own testimony just now. You have no idea what the fee is going to be ever.
Wow. You know what, Josh, the senator here, I looked him up. He actually went to Yale and also he went to Stanford. So that tells me that in looking at him, he looks like he might have came for money.
Of course.
I think he's a bit out of touch.
Yeah.
Because if he knew anything really about Spirit Airlines, is that the ticket prices are very cheap. I'm someone who flies quite frequently, sometimes every week, but then it could go every month. Definitely, I'm on a flight. And Delta Airlines, a round trip ticket is ranging anywhere from $600 to $800 round trip. So if I take a Spirit flight and the total round trip of the flight would be just say, probably like $250, right? Yeah. Going to the same place. And then say they charge me $100 and $100. They have now reduced that price from $99 to $79. So then you would save another $40. But even if they charge me $100 and $100, the ticket price now would be a total of $450. $450 equivalent to Delta, who's charging anywhere from $600 to $800 a flight. I very rarely see flights $400, and I book way in advance. You know what I mean? And I'm booking a regular main cabin flight. You know what I mean? And only because the fact that I am a Delta Diamond member, I don't get charged for seats. Because depending on where you want to sit, you have to also pay for seats as well. So Delta them is doing the same thing. So this is just something that should be across the board. So I will say that I feel like Josh is talking from a white privilege point of view, thinking that he is now the Robin Hood of the community and he's helping the people. But really, I also understand Spirit Airline, like, yo, we gotta stay profitable, right?
Yeah.
We're still way under, even with charging you with bags, because they do offer the incentive that if you book your bag earlier and pay for it, you get a better price. But people think they can get there and kind of swindle. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Or get there and kind of manipulate it, stuff everything and force everything. But if you just was really just paid the $49 that with the advance fee, now you just tacked on $100 round trip, is way cheaper. Now your flight is about $350. So I do think he's operating from that point of view of thinking he's helping the people, but this company also has to stay profitable. Here's the thing that Delta did. I do appreciate for Spirit, for the people that actually work there, is that, yo, we want to charge for these bags, but at least they gave their employees an incentive, right?
I agree.
It also helps the company get more money for bags because they want to stay profitable. Yeah. And it also helps people that be like, yo, if I can get, because I'm the type of, you can do this like drug math right here.
That's a fact.
Yeah, this like drug math right here. Like basically, if I go to work, right, and you dealing with like 4 or 5 flights. If I can get like 20 people on each, I got 5 flights today. I get 20 people on each flight. That's 100 people. 100 times 10 is $1,000 for the day. That's damn good money. I wish I would have known at the time that Spirit was paying people, because I would have went on ahead and got me a job at Spirit real quick. You get to fly for free, right? And I could have been using the incentive to just go ahead and make $1,000. That's a quick 5 days a week. That's $5,000 a week plus your pay. Like, that's good, man. Nobody bag would get past me, even if your bag was this little. Yeah, go ahead. That don't fit. That don't fit. So, but they have to stay profitable. So it's like, feels like also that's the way Frontier. Do I think it's right? No. But that's the way Frontier and Spirit can actually capitalize on getting customers, is because if you're competing against Delta, who has technically good service, sometimes they don't, but some good companies have bad employees. So that's just neither here nor there, right? I've had some bad experiences with Delta, the employees, and sometimes the company as a whole with breaking my tripod and not replacing it, right? My item is wet and all of this other kind of stuff, and they just not covering it, right? Because it's camera equipment, right? But y'all broke it. But I also can understand from the point of view is that if I already had some shit that was kind of broken, I might as well throw it in there and blame it on y'all. So they just don't cover like camera stuff, right? So with that being said, I just think that he's a bit out of touch. I do like his approach, but this company, you telling this company they can't charge for bags when their flights are already dirt goddamn cheap, then you're also messing with this company being profitable, which can cause this company to just actually go under. And I feel like that's the way they can incentivize customers to come to Spirit and Frontier is by saying, yo, you can get this flight for $250 compared to the competition where you're going to pay at least $500 to $800, right? You can get this flight, but you got to fit everything in this bag. You see what I'm saying? So it's still an incentive to people like, yo, I think I can do it. 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 And they try to get everything in that little bag. Or you just get people that just be like, yo, I know I'm not going to be able to get everything in the bag. I'm not going to chance it when I get to the gate. I'm just going to pay in advance and get a good deal. But it's still going to be cheaper than going to American, United. I think Southwest has good flight tickets, period, and they let you do the bags for free. So I'm pretty sure they wasn't at this little meeting. But I'm with them. They got to stay profitable. And I think sometimes when you're dealing with a white male in America that went to Yale and Stanford, he's not going to fully see that point of view. But as a Black American, and Black people deal with a lot of struggles, so we're able to see things from a different eye. Yeah. We know survival. We know.
Absolutely.
And I think that's just what Spirit and Frontier is doing. They're in survival mode. They like, yo, we're a company and we just trying to survive against the competition.
I agree 100% with you. The only thing that I do agree with him on is in instances where, you know, you have a carry-on suitcase or a carry-on bag. It meets the measurements. Yeah. You're under your carry-on and your additional book bag or whatever else you can actually do, and you get to the gate. You're about to board your flight, and then they tell you that the carry-on cannot fit inside of the compartment.
and you actually fitting it in there. So,
and you fit it in there. Now, of course, it is concerning to know that they incentivize the agents. Yeah. For saying that your carry-on can't fit inside
because they get 90%. So if it's 100, they giving them $10. They getting $89. So yeah, but $10 is a lot to somebody who working every day. Shit, you got a family to feed. It's incentivized. So that's what I don't like. Is it does seem predatory with the way that they're doing it. I do like the fact that they are giving their employees something, but it also creates an environment for dishonesty.
And creates a more commission-based. Yeah. And let me ask you this, though. If you're working at the gate, are you going to target the white woman who's going to argue and cause a scene? Or are you going to target the Black people or minorities who don't want to actually get loud with your ass?
Or who? No, them Black people, I don't know if you ever seen them videos online. Black people be fighting at the damn...
But they take us to jail immediately. Yeah. They don't never take white people got to act a fool for them to get taken to jail at the airport.
But what I wanted to say, too, is I don't like the fact that I think the measurement should be across the board. It shouldn't be because you booked your flight later or because you later to get on the flight or whatever that you're being charged more. So whatever your price is should be your price. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
So, and then it should be strict guidelines to your employees that, hey, you can get reprimanded or fired if you're not allowing people that do fit within the range not to be allowed on the flight without paying. So that's where I see the problem with it, but I don't see a problem with them charging for bags. I know.
Not at all. Not at all. Companies, it's too many companies that's going bankrupt and folding because they're not making a profit. So I completely agree. Get your money.
Yeah. And Spirit, stay up. Frontier, stay up. You know what I mean? I used to catch y'all back in the day, but I'm doing better now. So I'm not going to deal with it because y'all seats are uncomfortable. Spirit Airlines flights do have some of the best landings. You know what I mean? They are actually a good company as far as like the cert to get you from point A to point B. They ain't shabby on that.
Now, when I tell you,
they're ranked pretty high.
They mechanics wise, whoever y'all got working on y'all, they doing a good job.
They doing a good job.
When I tell you, United, y'all stay falling out of the air.
Stay falling out the air, allegedly. So, with that being said, we gonna move on. Senator Josh. Next up, okay. Now this is crazy.
Man, we ain't wanted nowhere no more.
Yeah, no, this is the Bay Area. You said men ain't wanted nowhere. So, Lima, and this is from the news Bay Area. Lima, a family run restaurant in the East Bay, is reportedly shutting down after 9 years because it held a ladies' night promotion and had to settle a discrimination lawsuit. The business says it is closing its doors for good on December 31st.
That's sad, man.
Yeah. So, just because they put the words ladies' night, they were sued by one of those janky like Busby. You remember Busby with the Jay-Z case? Busby type of attorneys.
Janky promoter.
Yeah, janky ass attorney. Okay, and so the restaurant is being forced to close. We moving towards a world in America where, you know, you can't put women on a pedestal anymore. I mean, we already like the weaker gender. But now they saying that, nah, y'all can't have a ladies' night. I don't think that's fair. You know what I mean?
It's weird. It's weird. Like, even if, I don't understand where is it the discrimination? I guess are men not allowed, or simply because they choose to promote it as
ladies' night. And that's offensive because of a new law passed. And see, that's the problem is when a lot of people vote, they worry about the president and they worry about the vice president of the United States of America. That's it. They don't vote on a local level, or they don't really pay attention to the bills that are being passed in a state level. And so with this being said is that people must have voted on this and it passed, or people didn't vote on it and the people that did vote on it, it passed. You know what I mean? So let's just dig into this lawsuit by ABC 7 News. Man.
The sign on the door makes the closure clear, while inside customers are enjoying one last cocktail, one more meal at Lima.
It's just sad. It's just so sad.
The family-run restaurant in downtown Concord has been around for nearly 9 years and is now set to close permanently at the end of the month.
I mean, I love this place. It's like they're like family to us.
The owner telling us they haven't been able to fully bounce back from the cost of settling a recent discrimination lawsuit related to discounting drinks for women on its ladies' night.
A frivolous lawsuit that took us down, and it's these ambulance-chasing lawyers.
Several similar lawsuits have been filed throughout the country, taking aim at variations of ladies' night, including earlier this year in Fresno, when its minor league baseball team was sued over a ladies' night promotion.
It was exactly that, discrimination over ladies' night. Mm-hmm.
Did it surprise you? Were you shocked by that?
I was, a lot, yeah. I see ladies' night everywhere else.
According to the state, gender-based promotions like ladies' nights can land businesses in legal trouble, violating California's Civil Rights Act. Here at Lima, the cost of the lawsuit just piled on to an already tough time, with high inflation driving up the cost of getting these meals to the table.
With restaurants, it's already the profit margins are razor thin, and stuff like this does not help business at all. It's just, I don't know what should be done about it. Maybe the city or the state should change some rules to help out the small businesses.
And these customers agree.
It's very sad to see a lot of family-run places in downtown Concord disappearing.
And soon it won't be the same for these servers or staff here, soon to be out of a job.
I'm really, really disappointed and sad. I was getting really accustomed to the community and knowing all the regulars that come to the restaurant.
These regulars fitting in as much time as they can before the doors close on December 31st.
There's a lot of people that come here that enjoy this place, and this is the end of it.
Wow. That's crazy. That's really sad to say, just because they did a discount on drinks for ladies' night and called it ladies' night, that's against the law. It's discrimination. And what bothers me about stuff like this is I absolutely don't think that this is fair. Because it's just like you're a small-owned business. I mean, so what? They're offering a discount of any sort. I didn't think that it had to be, discrimination. But what's crazy is that in the state of California, somebody can call you a nigga with the hard ER, and that's not considered discrimination or a hate crime at all. That's so true. You could basically be called black people anything in this country, or do anything, and it's like, oh, we get demonized for saying something is racist, and then it's like none of that upholds, but then you want to uphold somebody just saying, hey, we're doing a ladies' night, and ladies just, and that's nothing but a draw to get more business and people to go in, because women really kind of control the family base and going out. So then if they go out, they're going to bring their families or their husbands and stuff like that. So it's just good promotion for the business. And you have this, like he said, these emblem chasing attorneys who's like, yo, that's discrimination. Like, and it's because in what they're doing is legal because of the state laws. So I do feel like something needs to change. And I just know straight up, I'm never giving out a ladies discount. Okay, everybody get a discount, or nobody gets a discount at all, because this is crazy. This is unbelievable.
But you know what's sad? We grew up in that era, you and I, where ladies' night meant women get in free before 10. And the men, we gonna flood the clubs because we know it's gonna be packed full of women because y'all didn't have to pay to get in the building.
Y'all get a little coochie because somebody gonna get drunk.
Somebody gonna get drunk, and we leaving with somebody.
Yeah, so you basically paying for the coochie.
What I'm saying is, California, y'all cock blocking, man. All these rules, this is becoming detrimental to single heterosexual men in the state of California. No wonder why everybody going gay. I hate to say it. Wow. I'm sorry, but what I'm saying is that we don't knock anybody for that. But what I'm saying is that when you create such a divide, to where women can't
you
even
get us attacked by the gay community. They be like, yo, being gay got nothing to do with the ladies' night.
No, what I'm saying
you on your own.
Yeah, no, I am on my own. But what I'm saying is that when we can't really truly promote women going out and having a good time, and men, we go to the ladies' night events to acknowledge and appreciate and value women. What kind of society are we living in? Ain't nothing normal no more.
Yeah.
Like literally, you can't.
They changing, and it's the new norm. You know what I mean? So it's like they're basically forcing us into a world to adapt to all of the things that are coming. And I think that's where they're trying to eliminate genders. That's just what it is. Is everybody's equal.
Well, what I'm saying is fellas, and
I'm trying to get married now, y'all.
And I want to hear y'all opinion on this in the comments. What world? How do we feel comfortable as men talking to women? You can't talk to a woman at work. Your ass gonna lose your job. You can't go to the club because they don't even want a ladies' night no more. If COVID prevents you from walking up to somebody, because if you cough, you sneeze, you better walk away because he fucking with you. So what I'm saying is, really in society, man, they're trying to. It's going to really affect our sons, our next generation. Them little guys ain't going to be able to even talk to no woman, man. We got to fight for our right to party.
Okay, ain't you the same dude who said you wanted to impregnate AI? So your son would just impregnate AI. Okay, moving on.
To my point.
Child, I don't even like entertaining BOB's antics, okay?
I be telling the truth, I swear.
To you.
All right.
Okay, moving on. So we're moving on to soccer star Trinity Rodman. And this is Dennis Rodman's daughter. She opened up on the Call Her Daddy podcast about her strained relationship with her father, Dennis Rodman, calling him selfish and absent from her life. This is her quote. "He's not a dad, maybe by blood, but nothing else," she said. Trinity revealed that her family once lived in a car, describing their failed attempts to live with Dennis. "He was having parties 24/7, bringing random bitches in. He loves the spotlights and the cameras." After her parents' 2012 divorce, Trinity said Dennis stopped supporting them financially. Then why didn't your mama go to court? Before the divorce, he helped money-wise. After that, it was just F you guys. In 2021, Dennis appeared unannounced at one of Trinity's games after months of no contact. Just months, girl. You act like it was years. Yeah. Okay, leaving her furious. "I started crying on the field. He took this happy moment from me," she said. Although they shared a viral embrace, Trinity revealed he disappeared again shortly after. "Stupid me for thinking that was going to be a spark. He'd come around and then boom, months or years without speaking. Trinity says she has once lost hope in mending their relationship. I think he's an extremely selfish human being. Everything has always been about him. Okay, we're going to play a little video from Trinity Rodman.
We had an expedition and we kind of lived in that for a little bit. We tried to live with him, but he's having parties 24/7. He's bringing random in. He loves the spotlight. He loves the cameras. He loves bringing his children on stage and being like, oh, these are my kids. I'm crying. No one knows what's going on. And I'm like, dude, my dad's here. And then I walk over and again, there's cameras everywhere. He grabs my head and I just start bawling into his arms as if like it's a daddy-daughter. Like I lost hope in like ever getting him back. I answer the phone now for like my conscience to be like, he needed to hear my voice before anything happens. Like that's why I answer the phone, not for me. He's not a dad. Maybe by blood, but nothing else.
Okay, so she has a lot of resentment for her father because she said that, you know, they had to sleep in their car inside this expedition because they were allowed to stay with their father, but he was just having too many parties and having too many women around. And I guess that wasn't okay with her and that wasn't living up to the standards. When I hear situations like this, I feel very bad for her, but I also don't think Dennis Rodman is to blame.
I agree.
I do not think he is to blame at all. Your mother is to blame. Here's why your mother is to blame, Trinity. Because your mother knew what type of man Dennis Rodman was.
That's a fact.
Ladies, you got to protect your eggs, okay? Yeah. You can't just let somebody nut in you because a lot of women feel like if I let him nut in me and I get pregnant, I can change him as a man. Dennis Rodman has always been who he has been, and we have seen it from the very beginning. So what your mother did is she thought she was going to change that man by having a family and settling that man into a different lifestyle. And what he let her know is that, bitch, I'm still Dennis Rodman. Y'all could stay here if you want. Okay? I don't care if you live in your car. You could stay here if you want. But if you stay here, it's going to be a whole bunch of women coming in and out of here. Okay? It's going to be a lot of parties 24/7. So go ahead and tell the kids to stay in their room. But if they want to come out here and see us do cocaine, that's okay too, allegedly. Okay, so with that being said, she has a lot of resentment towards her father. But a lot of that resentment and conversation and therapy should be aimed towards your mother because your mother knew what type of man he was.
That's a fact.
Yeah, because a lot of women, when y'all think y'all can change a man, you know, you think you come in and start a family. And what you're doing is you really setting up your seed, your future children to have a hard life and a bad, like, I feel like because when women have bad relationship with their fathers, daddy issues, it can cause a whole bunch of other strains of stuff and emotional things and hard for them to be in a relationship.
And we empathize with that.
We empathize with that, but yeah, at this point, it's your mother to blame. It's not really Dennis. I know you looking for somebody, you need somebody to blame, and he seems like the person to blame, which I understand because he lacked control and lacked the responsibility to come in and be like, yo, my children need me and I'm going to be a man and I'm going to not do my party in here. I'm going to take care of them and provide for them and make sure they're not sleeping in their car.
And show up.
Yeah, and show up. But he is who he is. He's been this same guy, selfish. When he got with your mama, she knew he was selfish. Yeah. She thought she was going to change him. And therefore, this is the outcome for women when they think they can change a man. Because you can't change him. Because I've been trying to change B.O.B. And he threatened to kick me in my ass before the podcast started.
I damn sure did. I ain't going to sit here and hold you. Give you a nice little punch to the stomach and to the ass. Kick to the ass. But listen, I want to say this. The man married himself in 1997. The man spent about $20,000 on a beautiful wedding dress at 6'8", 240 pounds, walked down Times Square, walked into a Catholic church, and literally exchanged vows to his damn self. This is who your mother chose to procreate with. I mean, the man...
And I'm pretty sure she was a beautiful white woman because that's all he was with back in the day. She's probably a beautiful white woman. And she probably could have did very well, got her a doctor, but here she thinks she gonna change a nigga from being a nigga.
With nail polish.
Yeah.
with colored nail polish. I don't even get clear nail polish on my
and flip flaps because he always was in some flip flops.
He always was some flip with jeans on.
Yeah,
jeans and thong flip flops too.
Just knees out.
He's odd, but I'm gonna say this, Miss Trinity Rodman. Also, you need to empathize with your father because if anybody knows Rodman's story, his upbringing, he had an estranged relationship with his mother. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't think he actually knew his father. You know, this was the same guy who actually...
He don't know family. He's never had he didn't grow up with family.
He desired it. He desired family, but when you don't...
That's why I lasted temporarily with your mama.
Yeah. He desired family because he wanted a family. He wanted kids. He wanted that because he never had that.
And I'm pretty sure the mother probably initiated the divorce.
Of course she did.
And if she initiated the divorce, he probably like, you just left me like everybody else left me.
Abandoned me.
Yeah. And
I'm going to say this, Trinity. If you knew that you were sleeping in the expedition, you stay at that damn truck long enough.
And I'm sick of people saying they homeless and they had a whole car to stay in. Nigga, you know, homeless is Skid Row downtown with a tent. That's homeless. Some of y'all, if y'all got a car, all you need is a car and a gym membership. You go to the gym and wash your ass at Planet Fitness for about $14.99 a month. Y'all ain't homeless.
Y'all not homeless.
Homeless mean you ain't got no car, no house, nothing to ever cover your head. You're just out on nature. Okay. So I'm sick of y'all saying y'all was homeless and you lived in a car. You wasn't homeless.
Facts.
Ash was just in between.
Transitioning.
That's it. Okay.
And also for the lady that stand out there on the Woodman exit in Sherman Oaks at my exit with that 9-month-old baby. That baby is healthy and clean, and you are too. Every time I see you,
yeah,
I know you walk.
We're gonna follow you one day.
I know you walk off to a G-Wagon and drive into a home. Y'all ain't homeless. Stop singing this sad song.
Everybody want that story. And then I be talking to some people. They be like, "Yo, I was homeless, man. I was homeless," and they was like, "Yeah, I had to sleep on my buddy's sofa for 2 months." Like. You wasn't homeless. To me, you're not unhoused, okay? I guess if you want to use the word home and say you don't own a home or you don't have a place that you have a lease at, yeah, maybe so. But guess what? If you got something covering your head, that's a car. Shit, even some of the people with tents.
Yeah. We live in L.A. Yeah. I done seen some upscale tents. Like 2-story tents.
Yeah.
Like stacked on top of each other. You cut the bottom out. You there got stairs.
Got a little TV in there. Got a generator.
Laid out. But Trinity, let's be honest. Baby girl, we wouldn't know who you are if it wasn't for your father. Your last name is a part of you. The best thing he did was give you life on this earth.
And not only did he give you life, he gave you good genetics because it says soccer star.
Correct.
Okay. You're a star because of his genetics. So sometimes you need that little rough upbringing for you to become the person you are today.
That's
Amen.
A fact. Amen.
Okay. Moving on. All right. We on over there to Jackie Chan, child.
Give me $1 million, Jackie. Please.
Okay. Because you got it. Okay. Jackie Chan has revealed that he intends to leave all of his wealth, an estimated $400 million as of 2024, to charity rather than giving it to his only son, JC. As Chan explained, if he is capable, he can make his own money. If he is not, then he will just be wasting my money. Child, I tell you, see, this is why the Menendez brothers took out their parents because because the Menendez brother, it was part of the allegedly that the dad threatened to take them out the wheel.
He did.
Okay.
You know he did. He was molesting them allegedly already. So of course, what you gonna do when you molesting them? I'm taking the ass and I'm taking the money.
Okay. So with that being said, that's a little different case. Jackie Chan, hopefully you ain't taking no ass. You know what I mean? But with that being said, see, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not strong enough. If my parent was worth $400 million and told me that I needed to work hard myself, go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and stab you up and get you up out of here a little early.
That's a fact.
Because I ain't got time. Don't play with me like that. Because I come from you. Do you understand how sperm and eggs work? I was once in your body. I am you.
I'm a part of you.
And you don't want me to have none of our money? Sounds crazy to me. Okay?
Why
now
would you
playing
want
with
me to struggle?
Why would you want me to try to figure my own way in this life? And you're talking about you going to be wasting mine. Okay, Jackie Chan obviously don't know shit about charities, because charities, they only really, technically in America, only have to give 10% of that money to the actual thing that they're the charity what it's about.
And
so if it's about helping kids, they only have to give 10% of that money to the kids. They can actually pay people, a treasurer, a secretary. They can pay them 6-figure salaries and give that 10% to the charity and kind of like just have they probably can't just put it in their pocket, but they definitely put it on payroll. You know what I mean? They paying people out. Even did you know that the head of the American Cancer Society, did you know that he gets $1.4 million a year, I think, in bonuses? Or that's his salary, it's $1.4 million.
Yeah.
Plus he gets bonuses, and he can has an expense where he stays at probably 5-star hotels, maybe private jets, or definitely first class. This is $1.4 million just for his salary.
And they expense his lifestyle. So the salary just
so that's really, he every year, if y'all donating, at least 2.5 million is just going to him. He got to have an assistant. You see what I'm saying? All of that's just going to that one employee.
That's why y'all favorite preachers are balling.
Okay. So with that being said, Jackie, if you knew anything about money, some of these charities just gonna be, because if once you give me my check for $100,000, I can go smoke cigarettes. I can get drunk. Yeah. I can buy a little ass. Go to the strip club, go to Vegas, gamble a little bit. So the money gonna get wasted. So it might as well be wasted with your child. That's okay, for you to have $400 million and not even just leave shit at this point, 1% to your child, which would be $4 million. I think that should be enough, because let's not forget Donald Trump, Paris Hilton, and all of these people, and so many other people, even Elon Musk, I think. And did you know that Jeff Bezos' parents gave him $250,000 for him to start Amazon? Yeah. So it's like these kids gonna need something to start her up. But I tell you, Jackie Chan, I wouldn't see you at no more family functions. I tell you that. You'll be dead to me. Yeah. If I didn't take you out, you was gonna be unalive to me. Okay, because I ain't got time to be playing games with you. I don't think parents should do stuff like this with their children.
I think it's a very narcissistic, selfish, self-centered, self-righteous way, because he feels like, I did this, I built this. But guess what, Jackie? All of those people who cast you in those films, all those guys, your agents, your managers, all the people that were moving for you to help you accumulate this $400 million, you didn't do it on your own, man. Make sure your son doesn't have to do it on his own. Yeah. And if you're going to donate to charity, I never understood that. Go back to all the people that helped you. It'd be so many people that started people's careers or really helped catapult them to the next level. And they just be living a regular life or be doing bad. Yeah. You know what I mean? So if you want to do that, go back in your past, Jackie Chan. Anybody who trained with you, anything, spread out that money. Yeah. People who were shooting in the gym with you. Yeah. Because I guarantee you, man, you don't want to be at a funeral where your son kicking your casket. Okay. For real. Shit, I ain't even going. What's the incentive? What's the incentive? Okay. Can you imagine the estate attorney meeting with you after your dad passed and just telling you, all right, so he left you nothing. Yeah. I'm gonna beat his ass, the state attorney. He getting his ass beat. That's crazy. Because they gonna put it to where they get a little portion of the money too. So you mean to tell me I'm getting nothing and you getting something? Child. Hey, you remember the movie Baps with Holly Berry? Yeah. And you remember the uncle didn't have any children, but the nephew was trying to plot to kill the uncle. Mm-hmm. And then these two ghetto women just came in and actually took all the money. All right, moving on. Yeah. Oh man, we got Diddy. They done took down Diddy. Okay. R. Kelly. Oh wow! They done took down. They trying to come for Jay-Z, and next added to the list is Meg Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion is accused of fingering her best friend until it hurt, yanking employees' hair, and forcing vomit for weight loss. So, according to documents by Meg Thee Stallion's former photographer Emilio Garcia, include shocking allegations against the rapper.
Claims include Megan allegedly fingering her best friend until it caused pain, yanking the employee's hair over music choices, and forcing herself to vomit to control her weight. Additional accusations state that Megan prohibited employees from eating in front of her presence, leading to ridicule and temper tantrums if anyone disobeyed. Her ex-photographer also alleged being targeted due to his struggles with weight, saying Megan enforced unreasonable beauty standards.
I believe it. I ain't gonna sit here and hold you. I believe it.
I believe it too, but it's like, dude, I never just quit.
It's easier said than done.
Yeah, I guess when you kind of relying on the money and stuff like that. But see, the problem with the entertainment business is it's like, it's no HR.
Correct.
Okay, but it is lawsuits. So that's why I don't treat nobody unfair. I don't talk about sex around people. I don't do anything explicit because I don't want no problems. You won't get me with no type of allegations. I'm very professional in all situations except for with B.O.B. Okay?
That's a fact.
Yeah. He the only person got a little freaky ass lawsuit on me.
And that's because she know I ain't gonna file a lawsuit on her ass.
Okay. So with that being said, it's just like you guys have to practice decorum.
That's a fact.
If you're a business, which you as an entertainer, you are the business. You guys have to stop incorporating and mingling, co-mingling.
Yeah.
Co-mingling your friendships and your workships and making your work people your friends or thinking that they're your friends and separate the two. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as you're done with your photos, you get, just like any other job, you get a car, you get your own transportation back to the hotel, and you do your own thing. Stop commingling with the help. That's basically what it is.
I agree.
So if you're going to be fingering your friend, that's cool, but you got to finger your friend that's just your friend. We don't work together. You know what I mean?
That's correct.
And then if you work for me, you work for me.
Yeah, I agree.
And then that's the problem, is the commingling of everything. Then you get situations like this where people are going to be pissed for whatever reason. You know what I mean? Or it is disrespectful. If I'm just your photographer, next thing I know, you over there hurting somebody's vagina with your fingers, I would be a little perturbed too. I'd be like, yo, that's a little turn off.
In Megan's defense, though, I think a lot of these allegations are from when she first got into the industry, and allegedly, I don't know for sure, but obviously,
you think she's changed?
We hear things, and that people be doing and how people be moving. I think when Megan first got into the industry, she was recovering from the loss of her mother, loss of her father,
and she got she liked to drink now, allegedly.
We heard stories, right?
We had a lot of stories.
Yeah, and it's you've had the blue faces pop up, and all these people say that she didn't randomly. Yeah, the people that randomly got text messages from her.
Ex-boyfriend. What was the ex-boyfriend from New York?
Party.
Party.
So he said that you used to jump on him and get drunk, and you jump on him, and he about 6'4", 270.
Yeah.
He a big dude. So what I'm saying is, I think that Megan, Rock Nation has kind of cleaned up, or is trying to clean up her image, but I think a lot of skeletons are coming out of the closet from her first 2-3 years in the industry.
But we don't really know how recent these things are, so it could be that people don't really change. But I think a lot of it has to do with commingling friendships and business relationships, because a lot of people end up, they become friends with their stylist, their photographer, the person, the manager. So then you exhibit your toxic or bad behavior around prepare that you're actually should be working with versus making friendships with. But it's also hard when you're in this position, because if you do have a friend that you want to travel with you, you have to become 100% financially responsible for that person.
That's true.
And with that being said, why not make friends with people and enjoy life with people that already are good at the positions of the things that they already do, like photographer, stylist, hair, makeup. Then you make good friends with those people. But y'all got to stop being 69 gods too. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And also, they have sex groups for this.
Yeah.
You need to find Megan.
Find an older white person.
Yeah.
You remember Real Sex on HBO?
Yeah.
Yeah. Find an older little white group. They'll lead you to some swanger shit.
And I'm sure they got some type of discreet community.
Yeah.
Like, Megan, to be honest with you, I think you hanging with people that ain't freaky as you.
Yeah. And you got to find some freakier people.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are some of the things that's in the court documents. Number 56, at first, Pete and the best friends were dancing to the music and generally continued to party. 57, suddenly Pete, which is Meg Thee Stallion, that's her real last name. They don't use like these entertainer names. They use the real name. So suddenly Pete, who was upon information and believed to be intoxicated, began to put her hands on her best friend's face, breasts, and buttocks. Soon Pete was kissing her best friends. This made plaintiff, which is the guy Emilio Garcia, feel uncomfortable as he was in the SUV in a foreign country. So basically he's saying, y'all, I'm in a foreign country. Like, I have no escape. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I also, in being in a foreign country, you may not even trust traveling by yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you're forced to be in this situation. That's where people mess up, putting people in situations where they kind of forced to be there. And Meg, a 69, got if she couldn't even wait till she got back to the hotel to play with a little coochie, you know? But she said she wanted to get it on in the truck. So he said he was in an SUV in a foreign country at night with his boss. You see how he said boss and not friend?
Very specific.
Who was acting inappropriately. Unlike the harassment that occurred at the New York strip club, plaintiff was unable to remove himself from the situation and became very distressed. So he's saying when he was at the New York strip club, he's in America. He's in the country that he lives in. He feels okay to catch an Uber or escape or get away from this situation because it's something that he feels is inappropriate.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to be a part of.
LaGuardia Airport.
Yeah, okay, and just take his ass wherever the fuck he came back from. Okay, so Pete continued to escalate the sexual acts in which she and her best friend were engaging. Next, Pete got out of her seat and moved forward towards Jayla. So he dropping names. Okay, whom she was sitting across from. Pete removed Jayla's, and see, this is a new best friend because this ain't the other girl with Tory Lane.
No, he already shook her.
This
She already got rid of her.
Yeah, but this sounds like a newer situation. So this could be.
She be freaky.
Yeah.
She freak everybody.
Still being freaky. Okay, say Pete removed Jayla's undergarments, exposing her vagina. So now she just got coochie out there. Pete then proceeded to take her fingers and insert them into Jayla's vagina, otherwise known as fingering. Pete stimulated Jayla with her index and middle finger on her right hand. She was going to work, so I guess she's right-handed. Meg Thee Stallion, is safe to say she's right-handed.
You seen that hand too?
Yeah.
That's a big hand.
Yeah. Okay. DK commented that Pete had long ass nails. The next morning, Jayla complained that her vagina was in pain due to the long fingernails which Pete was wearing at the time of her sex act. So the next day, she woke up coochie beat up.
With a Kawhi Leonard hand.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Meg Thee Stallion got a big ass hand. She's
gonna
5'10".
ball.
She's a stallion, you know?
Right.
It continues. By way of example, whenever Pete was dieting, which was frequently, she would forbid anyone from eating around her.
Lizzo.
Basically. Baby Lizzo.
Baby Lizzo.
As a result, plaintiff and other employees were working sometimes 16 plus hours a day, were forced to eat in secret. Indeed, but I thought every employee ate in secret. Don't you? When you at a job, don't you go eat off by yourself?
I do.
I don't eat around people, okay? Because I don't want nobody talking over my food, okay? So indeed, even when there was catering, Pete would explicitly forbid people from eating in her presence. If she saw plaintiff or anyone eating, Pete would launch into a temper tantrum, ridiculing anyone who brought food into her vicinity. Plaintiff, who was open with Pete about his eating disorders and struggles with weight, felt targeted, ashamed, and humiliated by Pete's ridicule. Sometimes Pete ate. She would immediately go to the bathroom and induce vomiting to prevent herself from gaining any weight. Now, this part don't got nothing to do with nothing. That's Meg's business.
That's her business.
Now you just being messy, Emilio.
Yeah.
Okay? You just being messy. Because if she want to go do that to herself, that's her own problem, okay? Yeah. That ain't got nothing to do with you seeing it. She went to the bathroom. Why you listening? Okay? Now you're just being messy.
Yeah.
Is Busby your attorney?
It gotta be.
Gotta be.
And this is Houston, right? These are people from Houston.
I see what you're saying. She making fun of your weight, but her doing her own little induced vomiting ain't got nothing to do with you. Pete held plaintiff and others to her unreasonable and illegal standard of beauty. Damn, illegal?
It gotta be illegal.
And targeted those, including plaintiff, who failed to conform. Damn, man. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Well, she need to stay out of the spotlight.
Well, the issue is it's hard to masquerade character flaws.
What you mean?
It's hard to be in the industry, be in the light, and it's only so much you can do to
money
mask.
Enhances who you really are.
Yeah, all it does is blow it up. Yeah. So it's hard to mask character flaws. She has things that need to be worked on before she really is put in the frontier.
She young, she rich, she living her best life. She just has to have, but one thing I've known about Megan too, she falls out with a lot of people. And it's probably due to her lifestyle, basically.
But she's not living her best life. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, in her last 5 years have been completely tumultuous. I mean, look at her peers, the Saweetie, the Ice Spice, the Sexy Red. These people, Glorilla. These people they're living their best lives. Her life is being put in the frontier because character flaws, it's hard to mask those.
Ooh, and she stayed with some drama.
She stayed with drama.
But we praying for you, Meg Thee Stallion, and we hope you get it together, girl. We hope this lawsuit don't just try to take you down. We hope you don't join the list of you fingering somebody else's coochie ain't really gonna bring you down because somebody saw you do it.
No,
porn is too popular.
No,
because basically, if he can sue for seeing Meg finger her best friend, I'm suing Elon Musk because all the freaky stuff that I see on X. Okay,
that's a fact.
That I didn't ask for.
That's a fact.
Okay, moving on.
We love you, Meg.
Moving on, man explains how 5 minutes cost him 10 years of his life. I thought this was important to talk about today. Okay.
That's deep.
Yeah, this is very deep. So a man who went to jail, he said 5 minutes cost me 10 years plus of my life because I made a permanent decision based off a temporary emotion.
Who that sound? I tell you that all the time, baby.
You do it as well. I think it's human nature. A lot of us basically act off emotion, and sometimes we're just blessed for it not to be a permanent situation like this man. So this is what he said. 1 minute, thought of being disrespected, right? Especially niggas from the hood. They always never like to be disrespected.
That's a fact.
And it's like, sir, what respect have you earned? But an act of disrespect they'll take your life for it. Yeah. So 3 minutes of a fight in a club. So that's a total of 4 minutes. And this happens very rapidly. 1 minute of shooting. So 1 minute, thought of being disrespected. Set off a 3 minute fight. And a 1 minute, he shot the club up.
5 minutes.
He said 20-year prison bid. 524 DOC parole. Missed my son's birth and 10 birthdays. Missed my daughter's birthdays from 6 to 15. $15,000 in legal costs, etc., etc. I mean, this is the bulk of the pain, right? It's more. One emotional decision that took 5 minutes to execute took about 10 years away from me and my kids. Be careful when making decisions in emotion. The trade-off is rarely worth it. Trenches awareness. This man need to be speaking all across America. You hear me? To every hood in America. Because this is powerful. He needs to go to schools. They need to put this in the schools. This should be a part of curriculum right here.
Yeah.
Because this is so true for so many of us, right?
It absolutely is.
I say even quicker than a minute. In a split second, anger is transferable. And I say this all the time. Because you can encounter somebody that's having a bad day, and I like to think of it as the movie Fallen with Denzel.
Yep.
Remember, it wasn't about emotion, but it was about energy. How just this one demon could jump bodies that quickly. Correct. And energy is like that as well. When somebody has bad energy, that bad energy can immediately jump into your body, and then you could trigger somebody else, and it could just keep going and bouncing just from person to person. Effect. A domino effect, right? And it just explodes. So I think that it's something that we all should try to work on moving forward, is just controlling your emotions, because sometimes your emotions can get you in a whole sheep of trouble, you know?
And it's hard to get out of trouble.
Yeah.
When I tell y'all, anybody that been up that courthouse, when I tell you, they'll tell you, all right, come back in 2 weeks. All right, come back next week. Ooh. All right, we got another hearing. We got an arraignment hearing. I promise you.
Every time your pocket's getting ate up.
And it's getting ate up. And I guarantee you, you do not want them troubles, man. Young black man, find you good, healthy mentors. You know, you see older cats. Me and my mother was just talking for Christmas, and we were bringing up this young man named Doodle that moved into the neighborhood.
Oh, you dropping names.
Yeah.
Snitching.
But Doodle moved into the neighborhood, and he brought a whole new wave of gang banging into the community. And when I tell you, that led to probably about 6 of my friends catching murder charges. Just one person that they allowed to influence him.
Yeah. So let your influence be for good and not for bad.
Amen.
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 All right, y'all. Thank you for listening to another episode of Unapologetically Daphnique Springs. And if you haven't did it yet, go on my website, www.imdsprings.com, and get tickets to my live shows and get you some merch. I got my lipstick over here. Yeah.
Great New Year's present. Gonna gloss them lips up. And guess what? I have on my Daphnique Funny-ish t-shirt in the size 2X. Fellas, if you got a little weight on, you got a little baller gut on you, it fits good to hoop in, good to actually wear around the house too, real comfy and cozy.
We appreciate you. Thank you, B.O.B.
Shout out. Y'all be good.
Follow, like, comment, and subscribe.